Hello, this is Blue William Tango Omega Foxtrot underscore video game whiz underscore narrator underscore let's play 696 welcoming you back to Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. First, it's recommended that you rescue Norma from the clutches of the evil ledge. I guess she couldn't go home before we activated the Rainbow Road. Unless she's really good at flapping her arms. As I'm sure she is. You know, little kids, they have a lot of energy. But anyway. So now that we've saved the world... nuts. Okay, so we have to go back to the tower. Okay, now this tower's a little bit complicated. You can go up there right now and speak to... I'll show you in a second. Anyway, first we have some beholders, and let me check my notes. They're weak to bomb attacks. Okay. And they also reflect spells, which is... that's not good. You attack them with spells, so don't attack them with spells. Use your explosives. Tends to always get the blindness going on your mate there just about every time you fight them, but that's okay. I'm going to conserve spell charges here. I mean, you can use seeds, but I'm trying to make sure that the game has a little bit of a challenge. Anyway, you just saw a bloke there standing, a big huge bird, standing at the back of the first floor there. You could go up and speak to him now, but let's wait. Okay, these Garudas, they're weak to wind, and they're weak to shoot, meaning like the bow and arrow attack, but we don't have Phoebe with us right now, so wind is basically the only choice. Oh, and they also like to inflict status-reducing attacks. I mean, stat-reducing attacks. Your stats as opposed to your stats. Your status would be, I'm blinded. Your stat would be, Will's attack down. Kaylee's defense down. Kaylee attacks with giant axe. William attacks with mega grenade. Beholder is weak against bomb attack. Garuda attacks with iron nail. Will's defense down. Oh no, Garuda attacks with muffle. But I'm strong against the silence attack. Of course I am. That's how I narrate these videos. I will never be silenced. Yay! Third floor. See, you could just speak to him up here, if you really feel the urge. But I don't. I'm just gonna keep going. Once I figure out where to go. I'm going this way. More beholders. Behold! Beholders! Uh-oh. But, lo and behold, they're weak to the grenades. Wow. That's handy. So to defeat 3 of them is really not much more difficult than defeating 2. Oh boy, manticores. What's the dealie on these guys? They don't have any weaknesses that I know of. If you know of a weakness, let me know. They also hit you pretty hard. So you better part of 400 damage just from a fire attack. Here's another new enemy, Chimera. He's weak against wind, so you can knock him off with one arrow spell. That will do. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with the axe. Now generally you would want your main character to get the first go because you noticed that he has a paralyzing counter. So if Kaylee doesn't have protection, so if she attacks first, she's gonna get stunned. So good to attack with your main character first. So you would get Kaylee to attack a different enemy if there was more than one enemy on the screen in a Chimera battle. In that case, there wasn't, so I don't know if there was really that much I could have done because I'm trying to save my spell charges. Okay, and again, these guys are definitely weak to arrow and the shoot attack, but we're just going to axe them up. I'm hoping to get out for a little cross-country skiing today. It's about 3 degrees below 0 centigrade, and there's a lot of snow down. It should be pretty good, the sun's out. But right now I'm waiting for my aunt to get back because I need to book an oil change for my grandma's car and what else? Oh yeah, she has the water bottle holder that you can sling around yourself because I think she's gone skiing. So I'm gonna wait for her to get back. I should probably just buy one of those for myself, I suppose. Next time I'm in Charlottetown, that's what I'll do. Get a little mazy here, but we just want to keep going up. Oh boy, 3 manticores. Critical hit! Wow! Ouch. Yay! Okay, pick your poison. Let's deal with these guys since they're new. We have sorcerers, and they're also weak against wind. These guys are incredibly annoying. You'll find out why. See? Oh man. It's really unfair because they get to react in real time, like they use their turn casting cure, but this is a game where you're supposed to plug in what you're going to do on your turn before the turn begins. I always find that unfair. Dragon Quest does that, and it really bugs me. Like, if your enemies get the opportunity to decide in mid-turn that they're gonna cast Cure, then we should just, abandon this turn-based thing and just go to, active time battling, or whatever you want to call it. It's really annoying. Not that I'm complaining that, this game is unfairly hard, but it's just kind of annoying. Thanatos. Okay, now we probably should have gone after Thanatos, because he'll cure himself or cure other critters that are on your screen. But, you know, when I make a mistake, I stick to it, and I'm gonna keep attacking the Manticore. That's just how I roll. Oh, man. Now, does he have any weaknesses, Thanatos? Well, you could probably bump him off with an arrow, I suppose. There's Pazuzu again, waiting for us. But first, a new enemy formation, 2 sorcerers and a chimera. So let's have Kaylee not attack the chimera because he has that para-touch counter. Poison touch. Well, I'm strong against poison. So school you! Okay. I should be careful here. I want to get rid of that sorcerer before he cures himself. Oh, okay, we got rid of the chimera. That's almost as good. Yeah, Kaylee usually acts first. Okay, good. He didn't cure himself. Yay! Okay, now watch closely here. I mean, after I get out of this menu. I'm just gonna push right. I was waiting for you, little beasts! Double question mark! Okay, well, the deal with him was I didn't push up to go and speak to him, that just happened automatically. It kind of like tripped the heck out of me when I was going through this earlier to test it, because I wanted to put off talking to Pazuzu as long as possible. Because all he basically does, until you flip the switches that Dr. Otto was talking about, all he does is run away on you. So you need to, as far as I know, you have to flip every switch in the tower, not just the 3rd floor switch if he happens to be on the 2nd floor. Or is it, wait, the 2nd floor switch if he happens to be on the 1st floor. At least I've never gotten it to work. If you have, let me know, but for me, the simplest and safest and the thing to do that works is to flip all the switches on the way back down the tower. We're on the top floor right now, and oh, I just got killed. Uh-oh. Will we ever survive? Life! So another funny thing about this game is you're almost better off to get killed in a sense than you are to just get seriously hurt. That's because life is basically life too, because you get back to life and you get the full cure at the same time. Plus, it uses the same amount of spell charges as cure does. So, I don't know. But you get pretty good mileage out of cure, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just making a big deal out of nothing. Ouch. Yeah, Kaylee's pretty good with the healing magic there. Oh man, come on, man. Like those NFL commentators, they have that segment. Come on, man. Yeah, well that's me right now. Of course, I guess Thanatos is doing the strategically sound thing. Or should I say tactically sound? Yes, you can tell I never went to West Point. I really should know the difference between tactics and strategy. I suppose anything that happens in this battle is, well, I suppose we're all talking about tactics. You know, strategically, whatever the final bad guy of this game is doing, I don't think it's working very well, because we just keep getting closer and closer, and we're recovering crystal after crystal. I mean, do you really think we're not going to recover the wind crystal after this tower? I mean, come on, really? Hands up. Who's gonna take that bet? I don't think so. Anyway, these Naga critters. Ah, they are weak against wind. But we're not using spell charges because we want there to be a challenge. Because seeds are lame and cheap. And also cheap. This is like the whose line is it anyway of video games, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Yay! Oh boy, 2 sorcerers and a beholder. Now, I would think the thing to do would actually be to start with a bomb attack, an explosive attack. Because otherwise, you're gonna get sorcerer use. Well, you're gonna get sorcerer use the cure anyway, but the good thing about the bomb is that it softens everybody up. So, if you're playing this, I would definitely use the explosive, because there are only 2 sorcerers, so they can't cure themselves 3 times, right? So I would definitely have done that. So just ignore this gameplay video that you're seeing and do something else entirely. This gameplay video is, I guess, pretty useless. Found Flare! Woohoo! Now we have the entire White, Black, and Wizard magic spell lists. Yippee-ki! Yay! Yippee-ki-yay! Right. Okay. Anyway. Magic stat, of course, increases just a tiny little bit when you use the claws, as we discovered earlier. Kablooey. Oh boy, 3 sorcerers. Whatever shall we do? Okay, come on. Get your other attack in. Get the other attack in. Come on. No! Oh man. Attack. No! Oh, man. No! Hit the guy! No! Yay! Attack. Ooh, thunder. Bad mistake. We're gonna get him now. Come on. Yay! Woohoo! And here's the switch. Flick it with your axe. And don't worry, once you flicked it, it's permanent. Nothing you can do to unflick it or screw it up. And I don't think it really matters which order you flick the switches in, except Pazuzu might be on a different floor than the one that we're going to find him on eventually. But that shouldn't be a problem. As far as I know, he always appears on an odd-numbered floor. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but from what I've read and experienced personally, that's what tends to happen. No! Man, tough geezer, hey? So I did get to go skiing. I actually skied 14 kilometers. I was pretty pleased with that. I did the 8, which is the full trail in the area. And then some people invited me to go around with them for 6 more. So I did. I think my feet are still kind of sore. Maybe my boots aren't adjusted properly. Oh well. I like to actually stick some tissue on top of my toes, because sometimes the boot crease kind of digs into the tops of my toes and kind of hurts. Anyway, so I put a little paper towel or Kleenex in there and it fixes it pretty good. Okay, new enemies. Gargoyle. They are also weak to arrow, as are many enemies. But we're conserving spell charges. Yay. Okay, one more. Woohoo! Enemy defeated. Okay, I think this is a new configuration. 2 sorcerers. Sorcerers? Oh my goodness. Sorry, I had a long day at work, people. Sorcerers. 2 sorcerers and a chimera. 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 Well, you know, if the sorcerer can use the cure, so can I. And we find Excalibur. Wonderful. That should be the best weapon in the game. Now, you noticed how you were standing there by the chest and you saw a little bit of the area loop around? Let me know if you get that on a real TV set with a real Super Nintendo, because I have no way of knowing really right now whether it's just my emulator. I actually don't have this game on cartridge anymore. I found it at a junk store, and I got a pretty good deal on it. But I lent the game to my cousin, and I haven't seen it since. So, anyway. Well, I still have their copies of SimCity and Super Metroid, so I guess it's even. Anyway, so we flip that switch, and we keep on going. Okay, these guys. Now, you definitely want to start off with a Mega Grenade. It softens everybody up, and plus the guy with the tentacles is weak to it. Yay! Uh-oh. Missed. Yeah, use the sword. Don't need the axe anymore. Yeah, I want to get rid of him. Yeah, finish him off. Which is cool. Yeah, you can finish him off with one hit of your sword or his axe after you bomb them. So that's pretty nice. I just need a little softening up. Suppose I could have done that here too. It was really, I didn't feel the need. Got him. Okay, here on the second floor will be the last switch we need to bother with. I think we need to blow that up. That's a red herring, I think. Oh boy, new configuration. 3 gargoyles. I like the Excalibur, you know, it makes you a little bit faster in addition to its power. All the swords have faster speed when you equip them than you get with the axe. So that's pretty nice. One more. Yahoo! Okay. 2 Nagas and a gargoyle. In Dragon Quest, that would say, William falls into an even deeper sleep. And that would be bad. I think it would just take you longer to wake up. I mean, if somebody whacked you, I think you might still come out of it. I don't know. I think I've logged more than 500 hours on Dragon Quest IX. That game has totally stolen my life. Unlike this game, gee, I've still got less than 10 hours on it. You know, that's pretty good. I mean, well, I don't know if it's good for this game, but for an RPG, it seems pretty short.
Confusion! It's such a terrible shame. Confusion! You don't know what you're saying. You've lost your love and you just can't carry on. Can't carry on. You feel there's no one there for you to lean on. To lean on. Every night you're out there yawning. You're always out there running. That's
Okay, now that we've flicked all the switches, we're going to go back down to the first floor by going up to the third. A little bit counterintuitively, yes. And we're going to get out our grappling hook and cross over. Now if you do the... over there, okay. Now if you do the switches in a different order, Pazuzu may end up in a different place. Like I did switches on the 4th floor, 2nd floor, and then the 6th floor, the 4, 2, 6, and then he was on the 5th. But this way, I went 6, 4, 2, and he's there on the 1st floor. Now if you talk to him before you flick all the switches, he'll just say you'll never catch me and fly away. But when we talk to him now, and it would be a good idea to heal first, by the way, just not a bad idea. Even if you're just sort of half sure if you're going to trigger the battle, you want to be prepared. So, what are you waiting for? Come on. Actually, I want to forget about Captain Mac. That means I can go home for dinner. Kaylee probably wouldn't be too impressed, though. Well, Pazuzu is weak against, you guessed it, Arrow. Of course, he also dishes it out pretty well, too. So, Go back to our trusty life spell. Pile driver. It's like a wrestling move. Wouldn't it be so much cooler if they actually animated it? Might be beyond their capacity, I suppose. Or budget, more likely. It would probably look corny to have like this, 3 or 4 frames of him shuffling across awkwardly and giving you a pile driver. Yeah, it probably wouldn't look that great. Need that kind of thing for the polygon era of games, I suppose. Or make the sprites simpler. That would do it too. Then they're easier to animate. You know, I mean, even Mario Brothers had a pretty good range of motion, really. Okay, that's the Psych Shield. You do not want to use a spell when he's got that Psych Shield up. It would be bad. It would reflect on you. And I'll show it later on in the battle. Just in case you were wondering what it looked like. I'm sorry, I haven't lisped this evening. I'm terribly sorry, folks. I'm just doing the best I can to get this in the can. Hey, I used the same word twice. Yeah, that's a free tip for writers. Try to avoid unconscious word repetition. Know that it exists. I also read this guy who said not to have consecutive paragraphs starting with the same letter. So, because if you do that, everything just sort of looks the same on your page. And that would be bad, because then your readers will presumably fall asleep. Or they'll put your book down, and they won't buy it, and it'll end up in the discount bin. Do you know there were books across the street at the grocery store? Like, I mean, they were just kind of crappy books, like about sports or, weird facts about Canadian football. So, it interested me. I actually bought it. But, or also like weird moments of Canadian golf or great Canadian golfers, just like crap things like that. And the list price on them is something like $14.95 or something ridiculous. But I bought them at the grocery store for 99 cents each. I bought 3 of those books, so for $3. But before, it was also marked down to something like $3 each. And I almost bought one of them then, but I came back, the next week and it was $1 each. And I thought, well, this is good. I'm gonna buy in. I don't know if the books are any good, but I feel sorry for the authors, So writing a book is not necessarily the way to get rich quick. I don't think there's very much money being made on books that sell for $1. In fact, I'm sure there's almost none. I'm sure it's only marginally better than recycling the books for the paper. Set shield down. Attack, attack, attack! Of course, yeah, the Psych Shield comes down mid-turn, so I can't hit him with another arrow. But Kaylee can, on her next turn. Woohoo! Oh yeah, I'm not gonna subject you to cure music again. It was just kind of a funny pun, because it doesn't say sorcerer used the cure spell. It says sorcerer used the cure. So I mean, like, oh, of course you mean the band. Okay, I'm running out of time to show you what attacking with a spell while he's got this Psych Shield up looks like. But I promise we'll get to it. because when I was recording, I thought of it at the last second. Here we go. Ta-da! Okay, it looks more impressive when he's still standing up, and you get the, you know, the representation. Ta-da! There you go. Have at it. Have it back. Die. Alright, we're back. Shield still up? I guess it's down now. Okay. I think just a few more hits ought to do it. Yay! Alright. Of course. How do the elevators know to start working again as soon as Pazuzu dies? And if this tower is named after Pazuzu, presumably he has some control over it. Shouldn't it, like, you know, self-destruct if you kill him? You know, I'm just saying. Found Sky Coin. Yay! So that's all our coins. And, yep, let's get out of here. Talk to Mr. Otto here. Dr. Otto, I should say. We still have Captain Mac to worry about. Look who's here! Double exclamation point! You okay? Stairway. Wow. Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, we can't get in because Phoebe was playing with a bomb and you remember what happened there. Okay, so we need to power the road to get across. Okay, bye-bye, Kaylee. And hello again, Ruben. Sure thing. Sure. You're welcome, anytime. Okay, it's off to the focus tower we go, if I can ever talk to this lady. Yes, yes, I saved the world again. No need to thank us. Where are my end credits? I want my end credits. My ending music. Where are you? Come on. We have 4 crystals.